So we start with the inauguration. I request our respected beloved principal, Dr. M.U. Ashwath, to give an inaugural address to this one-day workshop. Sir, it's over to you, sir, Dr. M.U. Ashwath. Hello.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Nagaraj, and the other organizers, Dr. Vijay Prakash, Dr. Jyoti, Dr. Ravindra, Dr. Ravi Kumar, and of course, Dr. Satish must be also there in this team. All the PG coordinators of Bangalore Institute of Technology. I'm very happy that we got the accreditation for all the UG programs as per the Washington Accord recently, and the PG programs are applying and preparing now. And to assist our faculty involved in the PG studies, Dr. Dakshayani, Dr. Sandhya, and Dr. Nagaraj have accepted to share their experiences of in the process to be adopted for PG programs. And today, it is more of a discussion among the faculty and the experts from the other colleges in this direction. As all of us know, accreditation has become very essential to understand the objectives of education. Especially, there is a lot of difference between undergraduate education and postgraduate education, and there is a slight change in the process of accreditation for UG as well as PG. So, to discuss the various aspects involved in the PG programs, in fact, the teaching learning process itself, there should be a lot of change in from UG to PG, and these subtle issues will be discussed during this workshop, I hope. And I thank on behalf of the IT, Dr. Chan, Professor and IIT Department BMS, and Dr. Sandhya as Assistant Professor, RV College of Engineering, and of course Dr. Nagaraj GS from RV College. Thank you very much for accepting, and I hope there will be a lot of fruitful interaction during the day. And our faculty are eagerly waiting to go ahead and take the next step. I will definitely make use of this program, and very shortly we will be applying for all the PG programs for National Board of Accreditation process. Thank you very much, Dr. Nagaraj, once again, and I hope you're all set to interact with the experts. Thank you very much. I will not take much time. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your detailed information about PG MBA program and its accreditation. We will have, I would like to give a brief details about today's program. Before that, I welcome the PG coordinators of Bangalore Institute of Technology, Dr. Jyoti of Computer Science, Dr. Ravindra of Civil Engineering Department, and Dr. Ravi Kumar of Mechanical Department, Dr. Vijay Prakash of Electronics Department, and myself, Dr. Nagaraj from ISA Department. And also, warm welcome to our faculty and HODs of Bangalore Institute of Technology. This program has been arranged to enable the faculty to have the knowledge of accreditation process as far as PG programs are concerned. So there is a slight variation in the accreditation process of PG program compared to UG program. And these, since we are already familiar with the UG NBA process, it will become easier for us to understand how the PG program accreditation process has to be done. In order to highlight us about this process, we have three speakers today. One from BMS College of Engineering, uh, Dr. Dakshayani Madam. Another two from RV College of Engineering, Dr. Nagaraj GS, as well as Dr. Sandhya S of Computer Science of Engineering Department. So Dr. Dakshayani Madam will be handling two sessions. One is on various departments of NBA, various committees to be formed as a part of NBA process, and the activities to be conducted to achieve the objectives of NBA process. And another one, the Dr. Nagaraj GS will be handling about formation of COs as well as POs and their mapping. And Dr. Sandhya will talk about what are the documents to be maintained in the department for the NBA process. So shortly we will be starting. Few seconds, please be. Please wait a few seconds. The first speaker is joining in. And the participants, you can raise your questions through chat in the middle of the session. The questions raised by the participants will be asked to the speaker at the end of the session. And we also enable you to talk to the speaker directly at the end of the session for an interaction. And if you would like to talk to the speaker in the middle of the session, you can do so by sending a message on the chat. I will enable so that you can talk to the speaker directly. So we're waiting for the madam to join us.
Nagaraj sir, madam has joined. You have to make her the presenter. Good morning, Dakshayani madam. You are muted.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, now it's clear.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
I now request Dr. Jyoti madam to give a brief introduction of Dakshayani madam to start the session 1 of MBA accreditation process. Over to Jyoti madam.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, one and all. So it's my pleasure to introduce the speaker of the session, Dr. Dakshayani Yam. In the beginning, I would like to thank her for accepting our invitation to brief about the formation of various committees, its constituents and functions, and the various activities to be performed to meet COs and POs. So now it's my pleasure to introduce the speaker, Dr. M. Dakshayani. So she is having ME degree with first class with distinction, awarded PhD in the area of computer networks in 2010. Presently, she is working as professor and head of the department in information science and engineering at PMS College of Engineering. She has more than 2.
Your mic is muted, Dr. Jyoti.
I'm sorry, she has more than 2.5 decades of teaching experience, working in BMSc since 25 years. 5 PhD degrees have been awarded under her guidance in the following areas: constrained networks, cloud computing, Internet of Things, and data analytics. She has more than 55 international journal publications, 26 international conferences, and 5 national conference publications to her credit. She has been a resource person for many FTPs. She has worked as an NBA evaluator. She has published a patent for her research work. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Over to Dakshayani, madam.
Thank you, Jyoti, madam. I think this introduction was not needed because ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೊಸಬಳಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಯಾರು ನನಗೆ ಹೊಸಬರಲ್ಲ. So let me start with discussion. I can also say that all these committees are formulation or functioning of all these committees are also not new to many of you, because I know most of you have been a member of many committees at college level and at university level. So I can say that let us all relook at all the committees that we have undergone, or part of these committees, what we have done, and why we need all these committees. Sir, ನಾನು ಇದು PPT share ಮಾಡಬಹುದಾ?
You can share, madam.
Okay. So is it visible?
Yeah.
Yes. So as I said, let us all see why we have formed all these committees, and what are the functionings, and first of all, why do we need this? And although I need not have to say that, because as I said, many of you have been a part of big committees at the university level, I know. So main aim of having these committees is, as all of us know, any institution, any education institution comprises of hundreds of activities, and which cannot be maintained or managed by a single person or a group of people. So let us first look at various functionings or various activities that has to be a part of institution, educational institution, to make the overall functioning of the college or educational institution more effective and efficient. So these are some of the activities that I could list here. Apart from this, also we have plenty of activities that are to be done and managed. First of all, resource or infrastructures that has to be managed and maintained, and staff recruitment, finance, purchasing. Once we say purchasing or resource infrastructure, again maintenance, how to maintain all those things, and students, and there are plenty of activities which are related to students themselves. That could be a kind of ragging, grievances, and internal complaints, and statutory affiliation part, and academic council, examination. For related to examination itself, we have various activities, as you all know. And once we are related to students, counseling, alumni, canteen or cafeteria, then placement and career guidance, R&D, sports and cultural activities, library, industry institution interaction, website. And these are some of the activities that we can discuss today. And I mean, first thing is how to manage, or how to maintain, how to go about it, how to plan for execution of these activities. So for that, we need one important committee called IQAC, that is Institutional Quality Assurance Committee, that actually gives us the guidelines according to the guidelines or the rules given by UGC, AICTE and VTU guidelines. So as per those guidelines, we can plan to execute all these activities more efficiently or easily or flexibly to make overall functioning of the entire college effectively. And also it gives us opportunity for all the faculty to grow and develop their extracurricular activities in various fields, and also administrative skills that I think all of us will agree on this, because this experience actually enriches our administrative skills, and also experience enriches our behavior and maturity level, and other so many aspects. It improves really. I think you all agree with me. That really helps us to grow in our academically and also professionally. Now let us look at these committees. Let us start with department level committees. So as you all know, the first committee that we have, or we need to have at the department level, is Department Academic Committee, DAC. ಇದೊಂಥರ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ whatever you do academically in the department, that has to pass through this DAC committee. ಒಂಥರ ನೀವು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ, ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರ ಯಾಕೆ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ, ಕೆಮ್ಮಿದ್ದು, ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದು, ನಕ್ಕಿದ್ದು, everything should be recorded and approved by this committee. So that the structure and I think the structure you also have seen, because already you have formulated this committee, I think, in the department. The guidelines of the structure has been given by the UGC and AICTE and also VTU. Based on the guideline, I have given the structure here. And also they say if the intake is less than 60, how many what do you say, members must be there, or if it is intake is more than 60, how many members must be there. Everything is clearly mentioned in those guidelines. And since we are affiliated to VTU, we have to follow those guidelines, and following those guidelines and structure, we can have a DAC committee. And also, in case if we want, we can add 1 or 2 members additionally, and also we can justify why we have added those members. And first department head of the department will be a chairperson in this, and senior professors, 2 or 3 senior professors will be part of this. As I said, all activities, almost everything will have to be approved by this committee. So senior professors and associate professors will be part of this committee, and also senior assistant professors. And I know all senior professors will be busy at this. Once we do or conduct any committee to approve anything, that should be recorded. The minutes must be recorded and maintained, and it should be distributed to all the members, and it should be convened. All those things can be done at the assistant professor level members. And we can say this committee is heart of the department actually, which will be part of the complete functioning of the department, right from the preparing a departmental work plan and calendar of events. Of course, calendar of events will be given from the college, and in par with those activities are the calendar given by the college, we have to create one more calendar, like when a CIE test will be conducted, when the completion of the evaluation process should be done, when those booklets should be given to the students, and when when project reviews must be conducted, and when the SEE must be conducted, and when CIE marks should be prepared, the deadline, and other activities like when workshop should be conducted or lesson plan, other activities, everything can be planned by the DAC committee, and it can be distributed to all the staff members in the staff meeting. And to verify proper maintenance of the academic records, like attendance register, right from the attendance register, everything, CIE marks, while counseling and advertising, advising to students, everything, we can say it oversees all academic activities of the department, and you must have experienced it already. And also to adopt common framework and guidelines for academic issues. Any academic issue must be solved, and there will be many coordinators for all these things. Like for feedback, there will be a separate coordinator. For project, there will be a separate coordinator. And NBA, there will be a separate coordinator, and they will be doing their work. But whatever they propose, it has to be approved by the DAC committee. And minutes must be recorded, and it should be circulated to all the staff. That is very important here. And some of the activities I've listed which will be approved in DAC, and that is a teaching learning process, lesson plan. And we know, you are also experiencing, I think now, a course file must be prepared. Once we take any course instructor, a teacher takes the course, right from the day one, we start working towards the conduction of the classes of that course. So at the end of the semester, instead of preparing for the course file, it is better to start from the day one. When you start writing the lesson plan, you include that as a first page of the file, or timetable will be given by the timetable coordinator that can be added. And teaching learning process is one of the important aspect of any course conduction by course instructor, and they will prepare the teaching learning process, including how what will be the syllabus and how they are going to deliver, and whether it is only theory delivered by using board, blackboard, or PPTs, or will they be demonstrating anything, or is it a hands-on session they'll be conducting? Because most of the programming languages or programming courses, it is better to teach them with the system, directly with the system, instead of teaching using the board. And you must have, we all have experienced the difficulty of teaching such subjects using Blackboard. So now we have started in our college teaching such subjects directly in the lab, like it will be hands-on session. So all those things should be recorded with every topic. The format will be prepared in the beginning itself by a HOD, that will be given to the faculty, and the faculty will fill that by writing the topic, how the topic will be taught in the during their course, during the semester, and what will be the practical portion of that lab, course. Everything will be specified, mentioned by the course instructor, and that has to be approved by the DAC committee, whether it is correct or not, how they're going to do it, if they're doing. Everything will be discussed one by one in the DAC committee, and that should be approved. And as I said, lesson plan and the projects related, how do you select the project, or how do you approve the project, how to make the teams, and how to select the guide. All these things are very important, because simply selecting projects or simply assigning the guide is not the right way of doing projects or executing the projects related thing. So guides has to initially announce their specialized areas, and problems also we can announce to the students, and interested students will come and contact the faculty, or they will register through the course project coordinator, and that's how it goes. And you know that you will be discussing in different sessions all those things, and all those things will be done by the respective coordinators, and the entire process has to be approved by DAC committee in the beginning of the semester itself. And the students shortage of attendance, condonation, whether students has to be condoned or not, what should be the percentage of attendance should be considered or not, and CIE finalization, everything must be approved in DAC committee. Any other academic matter, And all these things, anything you do in the DAC committee must be recorded along with the date and signature of the members, and that should be circulated to everyone. And there will be a convener, meeting convener in the DAC committee, and they will convene the meeting, prepare the agenda, and they'll do all that. And this structure, we have to follow the guidelines of the UGC and VT. And the next committee we can look at is a department procurement committee, which is also one of the very important thing, because without having any infrastructure, it could be software or hardware, we can't do anything. So that committee also says the structure, again, I have taken from the UGC guidelines and AICTE. Head of the department will be a chairperson. And I'm sorry, this P instead of O, I mean O instead of P. And one faculty nominated by HOD, that person will be a member. And one faculty nominated by principal will also be a member. And there will be expert nominated by principal will also be a member. And department procurement coordinator will be there, and he will behave like as a member convener who is going to convene the meeting, and they will prepare the agenda, and they will record the minutes of the meeting every time we conduct the meeting, and they do all that. And this meeting will be conducted, and for any meeting there will be a term, and minimum once it must be conducted whenever there will be a call for proposal, budget proposal from the college level. HOD has to circulate that to all the faculty and prepare a format, and of course format will be received from the college. That should be circulated to all the faculty, and faculty will give their requirements, because the course instructor will know pertaining to their course what are the softwares they need, what are the hardwares they need, and any other things which are required for research, including office staff and non-teaching staff. We collect all the requirements from the faculty, and that should be presented by the HOD in front of the committee, and the committee takes the decision. DPC has the power to accept or reject the proposal of the course instructor, any faculty. And once, if we are accepting or rejecting, we need to mention, we need to justify why we are rejecting, if we are rejecting the request. And DPC shall record its observation and return the proposal seeking for resubmission. If there are anything, the faculty can be called for as an invited member, and they can discuss, and they can be asked for resubmission of the same. And then recommend for calling quotation. I mean, and then it should be submitted to the college, and that procedure, I think, it goes to, it will be approved by college procurement committee, and then it goes to stores. And from stores, vendors, the quotation will be called from the vendors. Once they receive the quotations, they prepare the comparative statement of the quotes received, and that comes to department head. And DPC shall verify the specifications and comparative statement and record the observation or recommendations for further process by the office or stores. And also, term will be, of course, 2 years. The same committee will continue, and it can be continued to be in force until its reconstitution. And that's about the procurement committee. And shall I proceed? Yeah, next we have a department advisory board. Department advisory board is another important board or a committee which approves both academic activities of the department. If the UG intake is more than 60, this is the structure of the committee that is given by the commission. Head of the department will be member, and dean nominated by the principal will also be a member, and 2 industry experts must be there, and 1 academic expert, and 1 alumni, and accreditation coordinator will be the member convener. And here, since for a department, if we are having, say, our same committee for both UG and PG, we can have 1 alumni for UG and 1 alumni from PG, and also expert also, academic expert also, we can have 2. 1 for PG and 1 for UG. And we can justify there why we are changing the structure, we are adding extra members here. And the function of this is once in a year. Generally, this meeting must be conducted at least once in a year. It has to happen, maximum 2 per year, because there should not be a lot of changes in our academic process. The function is review of all academic outcomes, including our attainment of POs, the mission, your results, placements, anything related to our academic will be presented in front of the DAB meeting, and DAB members will suggest if there are any changes to be done, or if we have changed our vision or mission, we must present that also, and along with the proper justification, and then they'll agree, and that should be recorded. Minutes must be recorded again, and it should be maintained. And tenure is again 2 years. After that, it can be changed, and until its reconstitution, the same thing can be continued. And the role of member convener is convene the meeting, prepare the agenda, record the meetings, and circulate among the members. And also, one copy must be always given to sent to principal office. Because when we started this MBA process, initially once we changed actually. In 2008, we started for UG, autonomous UG, and then in 2011, our PG became, in 2011, we started PG. Then we changed our vision and mission, department vision and mission, because we had to include PG's vision also. So at that time, we changed our vision mission, and we took the consent from the DAB. That was recorded, and that should be shown to the committee. Any committee may ask for it. Why this change? You must show this to them along with the proper justification again. And Department Quality Assurance Committee. So we do everything, but how do we say this is the it could be a question paper or project or any other academic matter that we are doing is of good quality. So there should be some measure to say it is of high quality. So for that, we have a Department Quality Assurance Committee, like how we have at the institution level, the Institute Quality Assurance Committee. Actually, they set the benchmarks or parameters to say it is of good quality, and how to meet that. Everything, all guidelines will be given by the Institutional Quality Assurance Committee. And in par with that, Department Quality Assurance Committee also frames some of the guidelines for the department. And in the committee, head of the department will be a chairperson, and there will be senior professors or associate professor. There will be 2 members. And here also we have a slight modification we have done. Actually, in our department, we have few NBA evaluators. So this committee constitutes all those NBA evaluators, so that in par with the quality benchmarks that were set by college, this committee actually once in a semester, they check or verify the question papers, projects, and all the process that we are doing. It could be for, say, for example, after every CIE, after completing the internal test, we must identify the weak students. There should be a process defined by the NBA coordinator and along with the HOD, how to identify the weak student. When do you say he is weak? And how do you count? I mean, how do you help them to come out of that weakness? So all these things should be written like an algorithm. How we write algorithm before executing. Here also the process must be defined. So like that, by every thing we do academic work, the process will be defined by the respective coordinator along with the HOD, and that will also be verified by this quality assurance committee, and the quality of question paper will also be verified because along with the question paper or in the question paper itself, we can make the format in such a way that our course instructor can mention there that question maps to which CO. and through which Bloom's taxonomy that question is mapping to that CO. That by looking at the question itself, the course instructor can check whether really that question is mapping to that CO. What did CO say? Suppose the CO says analysis, student attains the analysis skill after completion of this course. And how do you ensure, or how do you demonstrate that student has attained that skill? Through the questions of the question paper, right? So there should be a question through which or in which a student has to really analyze something and come out of the answer, right? So if the question really maps to that CO through which Bloom's taxonomy, he has to write that, he or she has to write that in the question paper itself. So we can prepare a format like that and circulate it to all the course instructors, and they can submit. Office staff will collect all those questions soon after the completion of CIE or internals. Office staff or the in charge, some coordinator, can collect question papers along with that information, that is which course is mapping to which CO through which Bloom's taxonomy. If it is mapping to that all those keywords of the Bloom's taxonomy, right? Starts from remember, understand, analysis, design, build, create, all those things. So if you are mapping to design, if you are mapping it to build or create, to what extent it is mapping, whether it is complex, the level is complex or moderate or normal. So everything can be given in a format, and so the faculty has to fill it and submit it to the coordinator, and they will put everything in a file and submit it to HOD, and HODs will call for this Department Quality Assurance Committee meeting, and there in that members will verify the question papers, all the question papers, and the project synopsis and the process that they are doing. And if we get any question, doubt, we can call them and we can ask them. If that question is not really up to that mark, we can ask them to change for next time, but same thing should be recorded. It's not that for the first time itself everything should be ready, everything should be complex, it should meet everything. It's not like that. We can gradually go to that point where we can say its quality is good. So that gradual the completion, the movement towards that quality can be recorded and shown to any committee. Even if we are not, our question paper is not up to that mark, the next level of question papers, you can show the improvement. That's where any committee has to agree. They can't say you're not doing. Even if you are not doing previously, the next level we have improved to the next level, still you can show the improvement. So that shows our progress or continuous improvement. That's what is aim of this NBA or NAC, anything. So that's how Department Quality Assurance Committee plays very important role in meeting those benchmarks or parameters set by Institutional Quality Assurance Committee. So that if any committee comes to department, because there will be an audit committee or audit committee from the college, when they come to the department itself, you can demonstrate your progress or a continuous improvement. The same thing should be shown to any other committee comes from outside, because all of us know or agree on this. Because yaro bandu nim question paper sari illa athwa neevu ee thara madidira hag madidira annodikkinta, because we know all that. I know there are so many senior professors in the PIT college, and they would have gone for such verification process through LIC committee or any NBA committee or NAC committee. And somebody coming from outside will be on the other side. We know sitting on the other side how we can ask questions, all those things, but sitting on the host part, answering is really difficult. So nave kutkondo committees ella maadi ee thara ide idu hege improve maad, because we know what they ask anta horgadeinda bandavu ಏನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ we know very well. If you look at the evaluation pattern of any committee, like it could be LIC or NBA, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು, ಈ ತರ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಇದೆಯಾ, ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್, ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್. ಸೊ ನಾವೇ ಯಾಕೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು? ಯಾರೋ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕು? ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದು ಅವ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ಇದನ್ನ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದು ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು? ನಾವೇ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಟ್ like-minded this thing and sit together and discuss. Yaro nam problem na identify madade, we should really never feel bad, and we should be glad ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಯಾರೋ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಅವ್ರು ಬಂದು ಇದನ್ನ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, because anybody is not perfect, cannot be perfect in all aspects. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ನ ನಾವೇ ಪೀರ್ಸ್ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಆ ತರ ಒಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ we can improve. That is what I say, that is what we have followed in our department. That really helps us not to bend our head in front of somebody else outside the college. Nam college, nam department, nam adella iruttalla, so why don't we use that in making our process athwa college to next greater extent ಯಾಕೆ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬಾರ್ದು, ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಮಾಡೋಣ. Then we have equivalence committee. ಇದನ್ನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, the term is generally 2 to 3 years, and after that it can be reconstituted. Till then the same thing can be continued. And equivalence committee, ಇದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇದು, ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ equivalence committee, especially to the colleges which are affiliated to some university, ಈಗ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೀತಾರೆ, ಯಾರೋ ಒಂದು 2% ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಆ ತರದವ್ರು, and he'll fail in that course, and he will completely neglect or forget that and continue with the next semester, or ಮನೇಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಇದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟರಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ಅವನನ್ನ, ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರು ಅವನನ್ನ ಕರೆದು ಈ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೀನ್ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂದಾಗ he will realize, ಓ ದಿಸ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾನು ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾನ ಅವಾಗ. ಸೊ ಬೈ ದ ಟೈಮ್ he comes to the department and meets the HOD and proctor, 1-2 ವರ್ಷ 4-3 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ 4th ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಅಥವಾ 3rd ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಅಥವಾ 4th ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು 3rd ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಬಂದಿರಬಹುದು, ಇನ್ಯಾವುದೋ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಥವಾ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕರಿಕ್ಯುಲಮ್ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಕೋರ್ಸೇ ಹೊರಟೋಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂತ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಈಕ್ವಿವೆಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕೊಡೋದು? ನಮ್ ತಲೆನೋವು, ಅವನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಲೆನೋವು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಯಾವ್ದಿದೆ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅವನಿಗೆ, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಟಾಕ್ ಟು ದ ಕನ್ಸರ್ನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ and writing mails and letters, getting consent from them, and then calling him again. ಅವನು ಮನೇಲಿ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓಡಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನನ್ನ ಕರೆದು ಆ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಓದಿಸಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಅವನನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು, 8 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಮ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಹೆಡ್ಏಕ್ ಆಫ್ equivalence committee. Suppose if he is changing branch from one branch to other branch, or from one college to other college, equivalence, all those equivalence must be checked by this committee, and they need to give a recommendation for him that he can continue with this, or if the course is changed, like how he can continue on that, when he has to write the exam. All those things should be decided by this committee and recommended, and then take the consent from the approval from the university, and do the rest of the process. This is how this committee works, and again the term is 2 years. After that it shall continue to be in force until its reconstitution. Now these are some of the committees. Other than this also there are so many coordinators actually, even if not committee, like feedback coordinator anta ಒಬ್ರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಟೈಮ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ coordinator, ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್, ಆ ತರ ತುಂಬಾ coordinators ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, and they will be taking care of all the process that need to be planned and executed to complete that particular activity. And as I said, that should go through the appropriate committees of the department. The same thing should be recorded with minutes, and it should be circulated to all the members and also the faculty of the department, because faculty of the department should know what's going on in the college. Later if somebody asks, nan gottilla ant helbardu avaru, naven heltivo adu everybody should have the same wordings or opinion athwa information about the activities of the department. So it should be circulated to all the faculty, and also one copy should be sent to principal office. And next we have so many committees at the college level. So as you know, Board of Governors is the superior administrative authority or the committee of the college, which takes all the decisions right from fixing the fees and other charges payable by the students, and if we are giving scholarships, how it should be given, how much it should be given, and fellowships and studentships, medals, prizes, certificates, and it has to approve all institution, new programs of study, and with the concurrences of competent authority, and it has to lay down the process and procedure for selection or recruitment of teaching and non-teaching staff for appointing them in the college, and regulate and enforce discipline among the members of teaching, non-teaching staff in accordance with the rules, procedures, guidelines laid down in the regard. And as you know, everything has to be decided by this Board of Governors, and there will be 3 members from the management and 2 members from the teaching side, and 1 member from commission nominee that is nominated by UGC, and 1 member nominated by council AICTE, and there will be government nominee, and there will be university nominee, and principal of college will be ex officio member. And again, there is a guideline, a different guidelines for a Board of Governors in the government college and in autonomous college, deemed universities, and affiliated colleges. And then we have finance committee, which is the base for the complete functioning of the college. This finance committee shall consider the budget estimates relating to the grants receivable from the UGC and other agencies, and also what will be the income from fee collected for various activities, and audit accounts for all the above, and it can advise the BOG on all the matters connected with the finances of the college. This is the finance committee is going to look at all the finance related matters of the college, and the committee consists of principal and 1 person to be nominated by the chair, the BOG chair, and 1 senior faculty of the college will be nominated by principal, which will be on rotation, and officer in charge for finance will also be a member and convener, and they convene the meeting and record the minutes and circulate it to the entire college. And then we have Board of Appointments. This is also very important because we need to have required number of faculty in the college, because student faculty ratio is the one of the prerequisite to apply for any accreditation process. That's very important. So this committee comprises of donor trustee, the chairperson, then management nominee nominated by the chairperson by BOG, that there will be a member, and there will be subject experts depending on the branch related subject experts, and university nominee must be there, and concerned head of the department will also be a member, and principal will be a convener of this Board of Appointment. Request will be given by the HOD of the department along with the workload of the department, and then principal will take it forward. All those things, advertisement should be called for, and then the applications should be scrutinized, and some applications will be selected based on the guidelines or the parameters set by the college again. So those people will be called for interview at 2 levels. One is at preliminary level and then at the final level. So this committee conducts interviews for selecting suitable candidates for appointment for teaching and non-teaching and other posts in the college, and recommend candidates for recruitment to BOG. The final decision will be taken by BOG, approved by BOG. And this meeting happens based on the need. It may be scheduled as and when it is necessary. And the term will be again for 3 years, and it shall continue to be in force till its reconstitution. And once we say college, the students first look at or ask for hostel facility. So to make the functioning of that accommodation process easily, the hostel committee must be there. The functions like it has to approve the annual budget, development or improvement works taken up for welfare of hostelites proposed by the hostel administration, review the annual audit report and audited statements of accounts, make time to time policies and rules necessary for safety of hostelites and general administrative matter. And they should also ensure the quality for food and accommodation, which is very important for students to stay in the hostel, or to ensure the intake of the courses, the branches. It is a final authority to impose punishment also on proved misconduct in case of any misconduct by the students. And minimum 2 meetings per year happens. However, meeting can be scheduled as and when necessary. And here the structure follows like this. Chairman BOG will be honorary chairman, and there will be a member secretary, member, and principal is working chairman. And director ICD will be there because so many ICD students will be there. So director admin will also be a member. There will be joint secretary and secretary who will be a member secretary of this committee. And also you can add some more people here because faculty coordinators or hostel in charge from each department will also be taken sometimes because the initial stages when they join for first year, the ragging is a major problem. So the frequent inspections must be there. So you can add some more members here, but you need to justify on the additional members. And then we have college council to discuss and decide on all academic and administrative activities of the college, and principal of the college will be chairman, and all the deans will be members, and controller of examiners will also be a member, and all heads of all the departments will be members of this, and all the directors and 3 faculty members, additional faculty members appointed or nominated by a principal will also be members here. Librarian and director of physical education and AAO registrar and office superintendents. And finally, vice principal will be a member convener of this college council, where most of the decisions on academic matters will be taken. And minimum 4 meetings per year must happen. However, the meeting may be scheduled as and when it is required. Again, the term will be 2 to 3 years, and it shall continue to be in action until it is reconstituted. And for any committee, quorum is 1/2 of the members. Like suppose few members will not be able to attend, it's still we can continue. Condition is 1/2 of members must be there to conduct the meeting. And college recruitment committee. College recruitment committee shall interview the proposal for its correctness in all aspects, and forward the recommendation to the principal. Principal will go through the recommendations and submit the file to chairman's approval. File will be moved to the stores. After that, the procedure, from stores, request will go to the vendors, and quotations will be collected, given, comparative statement will be generated and given to HOD. And when it comes to department, DPC, the Department Procurement Committee will work on it, and they will take care of their things that they have asked for from there onwards. And the term of this committee is 3 years, and again it shall continue to be in action until it is reconstituted, and meetings as desired and directed by the principal. So this structure is something like this. Principal will be chairman, vice principal will be a member, and expert, there will be internal or external member nominated by the principal, and assistant administrative officer will also be a member. Concerned head of the department or nominee from the department will be a member convener for that particular department. And Dean's Council, and which considers and discuss and decide on the academic and administrative matters of the college. And there will be 4 meetings per year. However, the meeting may be scheduled as and when it is necessary. There will be, the structure of this meeting consists of principal of the college will be chairman, vice principal will be member, and all the deans will be members of this college. They take the, they discuss and take the decision on academic matters, and then it comes to HOD's council. In HOD's council, principal will be chairman, and heads of all the departments will be members, and vice principal will also be a member. It functions like I discuss the academic matters of the departments, and to adopt common framework and guidelines for the academic issues, and to share the best practices, to approve the semester calendar of events and other issues. Any issue can be considered, brought to the notice of chairman, and it can be discussed there and take appropriate decision. And minimum 8 meetings per year must happen. However, meeting may be scheduled as and when it is necessary, and the term will be 2 years. So after that, until its reconstitution, the same thing can be continued. And then we have Institutional Quality Assurance Committee, cell, which is very important, which plays a major role in ensuring the easy or effective functioning of all the activities of the college, because this committee actually sets the quality benchmarks or parameters for various academic and administrative activities of the institution, and they also suggest the measures. How do you say it attains the quality? When do you say it is of high quality? That's very important to define the quality, right? So I can easily say this is of good quality. So if somebody to say it is not of good quality, there should be some measures based on which we can say whether it is of good quality or not. So those measures will be suggested by this committee, required for participatory teaching and learning process, and it also promotes inter or intra-institutional workshops, seminars on quality related themes, documentation of various programs, activities which leads to quality improvement. And it also promotes adoption and dissemination of best practices, best academic practices, and development of quality culture in the institution is another important responsibility of this IQAC, and preparation of the annual quality assurance report as per the guidelines and parameters of NAAC. Why IQAC considers the guidelines of parameters of NAAC? Why not other committees or NBA? And as you know, NBA is for a program, IQAC or NAAC is for the college. And this committee consists of, a structure goes like this: principal will be chairman, vice principal will be a member, and one faculty from each department nominated by the respective HOD will also be a member, and there will be one administrative or technical staff will also be a member, and one student representative, one management representative, one alumni representative, one employer or industrialist, and one external expert, and one faculty nominated by principal. So they really work hard, and please help them and share your experience to make it more effective and efficient. Then we have Faculty Performance Monitoring Committee. So IQAC ನವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಈ ತರ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ these are the parameters that you need to meet ಅಂತ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ once in a year performance report must be submitted to principal sir. ಅದೊಂದು ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಈ faculty whether they are meeting these points which are set by IQAC. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವಾಗ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡವಾ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋದೇ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡವಾ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವೇನೋ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಅವ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾ ಬೇಡವಾ ಅನ್ನೋವಾಗ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. So from the beginning itself, you just take those parameters which are set by IQAC and try to meet those parameters. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ end of the year, academic year ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿದೆ ಅದು ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋವಾಗ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅಚೀವ್ಡ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್. ಸೊ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಅದೊಂದು ಬುಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಇಷ್ಟು ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾನು 1 ಇಯರ್ಗೆ ಅಂತ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸೊ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ನವರು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ IQAC ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವರಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದನ್ನ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ, ಆಲ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್, ಆಸ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ನೋ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಏನಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿನ್ಸಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಸೋ ದಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಗುಡ್ ರ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಕುಡ್ ಬಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅವರ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್, ಅಥವಾ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟೆನ್ಸಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಂದ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಫಂಡೆಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ತರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಫಂಡಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ತರೋದ್ರಿಂದ we can get some points to our institution, so that ನಮ್ಮ institution ranking ಮೇಲೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So let's all work together towards our own institution, college. So it reviews and monitor the annual academic performance of the college, the faculty, advise the faculty on improvement of their academic performance and report the same to BOG. ಸೊ ಯಾರೋ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ದಿದ್ಯಾ, ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದೀರಾ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಸೊ ನಾ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ದು ಏನು ಪ್ಯಾರಾಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯೋ, ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ಅವರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ರ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಮೇಲ್ ಹೋದಾಗ ನೋಡಕ್ ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್. So to get our college to the next level or next higher heights, and there should be minimum one meeting with every faculty happens, but meetings may be scheduled as and when necessary. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿದೆ, ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಬರ್ಲಿಲ್ವಾ ಅವಾಗ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲಿಂಗ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾನಿಟರಿಂಗ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ ಮೇ ಚೇಂಜ್, ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ಡ್ more than once if it is necessary, and tenure is 3 years, and until its reconstitution the same committee can continue. The structure is like this: principal will be chairperson, vice principal will be member, and one more member nominated by BOG will also be member of this committee, and all deans will be members. Then feedback counseling committee. So na heldange feedback is another parameter for a faculty. So sometimes good feedback ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಬೇರೆ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ. ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಹುಡುಗನಿಗೆ ಮೇನ್ ಏಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಗ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ನ ಏನ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕೆ ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಸಿನ್ಸಿಯರ್ಲಿ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಗೆಟ್ ಗುಡ್ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಸೊ ಥಿಯರಿಗಿಂತ ಮೋರ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು ಈಗ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಆಸ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ನೋ, ಮುಂಚೆ ಕಂಪನೀಸ್ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ದೆಮ್ ಫಾರ್ 3 or 6 months for their requirement, and then they used to give the projects. ಇವಾಗ ಹಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋಂಗೆ they'll give them the problems along with the deadline. ಅವ್ರು ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಅವ್ರ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಕಂಪನಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅದನ್ನ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ದಾಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಈಗ. ಸೊ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಕಂಪನಿಯವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದೆಮ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ, ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಅವರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ವರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಖಂಡಿತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಈ ತರ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಸೈಡ್. ಇವಾಗ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಆಸ್ ರಿಕ್ರೂಟರ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಅಸ್. ಏನ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ತರಬೇಕು ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಟು impart those skills into the students, and the alumnus really help us. We are doing it. Hello. So the structure follows like this. a member nominated by chairman, BOG will be a chairman, and principal sir will be a member, and vice principal will also be a member, and dean academic will be secretary. Concerned head of the department will also be there while counseling the faculty of any department regarding because of the low feedback, and faculty or professor nominated by principal will be another member. And to counsel faculty for improving their performance, suggest ways and means to improve performance and competency of the faculty. So this meeting will also happen twice in a year, but meeting may be scheduled as and when it is necessary. And then we have alumni executive meeting committee. As I said, alumni students ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ತುಂಬಾ help ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರ help ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ we can do wonders. The structure of this committee is like this: 3 trustees, one of them will be chairperson, and principal will be working president, and vice principal will be vice president, and one nominated alumni faculty member secretary, one nominated alumni faculty joint secretary, one alumni faculty will be also be a member. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಮಿಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಲ್ಯೂಮಿನಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಶಿಪ್ ತರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅವರೇ ಬಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕೀಪ್ ಗುಡ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದೆಮ್, ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, and they also help us in improving our competency, because ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಏನೋ ಟೀಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಒನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಅಪ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್, ಈಗ ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ರಿಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಚೈನ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, machine learning, deep learning, natural language processing, ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಲರ್ನ್. ಸೊ ಇವ್ರ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಓದೋದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಅಸ್ ಟು improve or enrich our skills also, because we should also be competent enough to teach these students. And you know the difference, munche these students go, these students go, we can really feel the difference. So we should also be trained to that level. It really helps us. It functions as per the bylaws of alumni network or association of the college, and there will be 2 meetings, and you can also organize one alumni meet every year, like for all the departments, or for each department also you can have an alumni meet. That really helps us. And the role of secretary shall be the approval of the working president, convene the meeting, prepare the agenda, and record the minutes and circulate the same again among the members. And you start creating the database, alumni database. It becomes so huge within few years. And grievance redressal committee. So ಈ ಕಮಿಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಇದರ ಕಷ್ಟ ಸುಖ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ದು ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ದು ಗ್ರೀವಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು ಕೇಸ್ ಇರೋ ತರ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೇಸ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ, ಆ ತರ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್. So committee structure goes like this: vice principal will be chairman, and dean nominated by principal will be member, and 3 faculty nominated by principal will also be members, and 1 faculty nominated by chairperson will also be a member. And to consider and readdress the grievances of students and their parents and others, meeting shall be scheduled as and when it is necessary, because it's very important where we will come to know the real problems of students, and where to counsel them, how to counsel them, and way to correct the system in case if it is necessary. Everything we will come to know, because we'll be in direct touch with such students who comes with the problems. So that is really important. So this committee takes care of all that. And of course, with any committee, any meeting happens, minutes must be recorded, and it should be circulated among the members, and copy should be sent to principal office. And women's cell, and I forgot, happy Women's Day to all women friends here. So from women's cell, we are celebrating from last 1 week, and it functions like considers and readdress the grievances of women, staff and students. And these meetings can be scheduled as and when it is necessary. And 1 professor will be nominated by the principal or the chairman will be chairperson, and other 3 senior faculty members will be there. One NGO nominee will also be there. So yesterday there was a walkathon in Lal Bagh from 6:30 morning, and today there is another walkathon. It starts from 10:30 now from our college, and we had all fun last complete 1 week. One natka ittu, ಏನೇನೋ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಆದರೆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವೇ ನೋಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಕಮಿಟೀಸು, ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟೀಸು, ಅದ್ರ ಮಧ್ಯ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ some time, all of us, not women, men antilla, because our mental calmness is very important to handle all these things. Then anti-ragging committee, the structure goes like this: principal will be chairman, and vice principal will be member, and secretary hostels will also be members, and after that 8 student representatives will also be there. Dean first year will be convener, because ragging will happen most of the time when they are in first year. So Dean first year will be in charge for that. It functions like this: it takes all necessary measures for prevention of ragging inside the campus hostel, and it also ensures the guidelines of AICTE, UGC, VTU, and other apex bodies are adhered to, and it also ensures every student and his or her parents submit anti-ragging affidavit at the time of first admission, and thereafter each year at the time of annual registration, which is very important. ನಾವು ಒಂದೊಂದ್ಸಲಿ ಬಿಗಿನಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಗ್ಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಏನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಈ ಅಫಿಲಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋ ಅಫಿಡವಿಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಜಕ್ಕೂ ತೊಂದರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲಿ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಟೈಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ registration. And the committee will be reconstituted every 2 years, and meetings, minimum 2 meetings happens, and if it is necessary, it can be scheduled as and when it is necessary. And then we have entrepreneurship development cell. ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಜನ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಂಟ್ರಪ್ರೆನ್ಯೂರ್ಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಗೊಂದು ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ separate cell is there for that. It functions like this: it shall create an awareness to nurture entrepreneurship, and it shall create an entrepreneurial ecosystem, and shall promote establishing startups on campus. And there are so many our own students who are successful entrepreneurs, a failure ಆಗಿರೋರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕರೆಸಿ ಈ ತರ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿಸಿದ್ರೆ, and they will also come to know, they explain, ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹೇಳೋದು. ಅವ್ರು ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಹರ್ಡಲ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕಮ್ ಅಕ್ರಾಸ್, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಗೆ ಅವಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. that will be a like motivation for these students who wants to become entrepreneurs ಅಂತವರಿಗೆ. ಆ ತರದೊಂದು. ಮತ್ತೆ there are so many government proposal funding opportunities ಇರುತ್ತೆ entrepreneurship ಅಂದ್ರೆ startups open ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ, and there are so many students who are interested in that. So we just have to create awareness about this to such students.
So participants are requested to mute your mics, please.
First.
Continue, madam.
Ha sir. Thank you sir. So entrepreneur, so ಹಾಗಾಗಿ we can get few students per year. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ we have to write number of entrepreneurs. ಅಲ್ಲ ಸುಮಾರು ಕಡೆ ನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ our own students are really interested to become entrepreneurs, and they are creating startups also. And library committee. And today library ಹೋಗೋ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ತುಂಬಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ, but still we need to have library in the college, and library committee takes care of these things which are related to library, assessing the requirements and planning for future development, budget proposal, and recommend procurement of learning resources. It could be books, journal, digital resources, etc. And also upkeep the library resources, both physical and digital, Today, everything is almost everything is on digital. Students prefers to have books instead of physical book, and the committee structure goes like this. Like there will be a librarian, chairperson, one faculty from each department, because in each department there will be a coordinator who collects the as and when we change. I mean, when the curriculum gets revised or syllabus gets changed, the concerned person, coordinator from the department has to prepare the list of students and how many we need, everything. There is a format prepared by library, and that will be filled and given to submitted to this library committee, and they will consider it. And there will be a professor nominated by the principal, and senior professor will be there, because all this IEEE, Springer, all those journal access is also very important, because these days equal or more than teaching importance is being given to research. Even though ours is a teaching institution where everybody comes and asks for research, and also especially for PG, they really ask for quality publications, for which we really need access to these IEEE, Springer and Elsevier journals that must be provided from the college side. So all those things will be taken care by this committee. And sports and cultural committee, I shall be responsible for planning and conduction of sports and cultural events for both staff and students. They should also encourage ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲದರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಡೋದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಷ್ಟ, ಆದರೂ ಟೈಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಟ ಆಡಬೇಕು. So one professor nominated by principal will be chairperson, and 7 faculty members will be members, and 2 non-teaching staff will be there, and director of physical education will be member convener, who takes care of all this sports. And there is a separate cultural committee will also be the cultural cell is there. So from there, one coordinator will also be there, and they together conduct cultural and sports events in the college for both staff and students. And these are the some of the committees. Apart from that, we have so many other committees. If we take exam related malpractice, squad, and all others, so many other committees are also there. So based on the requirement or the activities that we do, once we start, we come across many such activities, and for each that a group of people can be assigned to ease the functioning of that activity. So any questions on this? I hope I have covered major committees that we have come across. As you said, you all are already members of some or the other committees of this list. So for others, any queries or any questions?
Madam, there is some questions.
Sir.
One regarding IQAC.
IQAC.
How many minimum number of meetings should be conducted per semester in departmental IQAC, madam?
Sir, soon after every test, because we can say that rule says one meeting per semester. But at once per semester, if we said, how busy we are all, I mean, sitting together and reviewing the question papers of all the tests and all the AATs, all the quizzes, it really takes time. So it is better if we conduct one meeting soon after every CIE for AAT and quiz, for question papers, and the first level of review of projects, and for all those things. In the beginning of the semester, we can conduct one meeting after receiving the process of all these things from all the coordinators, and after completing every test, because at the time of test itself, the first review of project will be completed, and the CIE will be completed, and all the quiz and other things, whatever the additional evaluation pattern will be conducted, completed by the teacher. They will prepare the question paper or for evaluation of the student. So that can be reviewed by this committee for the quality. So ಇದು ಬೆಟರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ಒಂದ್ಸಲಿ ಎಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಈಗ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ದ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ನೋ ಸಮ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರಿಂಗ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಎಚ್ಚರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಡ್.
You suggest after test or before test, madam? Because before test ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ we can at least prevent that to happen in the test ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಆದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಎರಡು ತರ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಲೀಕ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ತಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ.
Okay. So you suggest after test, after every test one meeting is required.
That is why we conduct, sir. Before test ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಮಾಡಬಾರದು ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ.
Okay.
As you said, it is better actually, it should be conducted before test. But ಈ ತರ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ
for general guidelines, sir.
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
And one more question, madam.
ಹಾ ಸರ್.
Can we have common committees for both UG and PG?
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಈ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಕಾಮನ್ ಇದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಕಾಮನ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್. ಎರಡೆರಡು ಕಮಿಟಿ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಒಂದೇ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಅಲ್ಯೂಮ್ನಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಆ ತರ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ದೀಸ್ UG ಕೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುವಾಗ we can add one more industry expert for PG related courses also, and one more alumni from PG. So we can add some members, additional members, and we can make single or a same committee to be part of both UG and PG. And we can justify that why we have added and why we are considering same committee.
Dr. Vijay Prakash has got some questions. Heli sir?
Ha sir, ha sir.
Hello.
Ha sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, madam. Is it necessary to have dean for each of the department?
Dean?
Yeah.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡೀನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಡೀನ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಮೇನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್. ಹಲೋ
ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ನೋ ಸರ್, ನಾಟ್ necessary to have one dean per department. Why do we have to have, sir? If it is really required, if you have so much of duties or responsibilities to be handled, you can have it, but you must be able to justify.
One more question, madam. Is
sir,
necessary to identify the separate staff members for PG program?
Separate staff members? Haudu sir, haudu. Separate staff members must be shown for PG program. One professor, one associate professor, one assistant professor.
Here, madam, actually it's not exclusively only for PG.
Haudu, exclusively your PG faculty must be shown. And it's not that PG faculty must handle only PG courses anta illa, but you must show, you must show PG. Separate faculty must be shown.
Okay, thank you.
The student faculty ratio nalli more faculty anna ತೆಗೆದ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು PG ಗೆ. UG student faculty ratio ನೋಡುವಾಗ.
Okay, madam.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Madam, one more question from
sir.
Dr. Kalpana.
Sir. Sir.
Can you explain about the continuous improvement committee?
Sir, continuous improvement ಅನ್ನೋದು that every department or every program has to show that. Then I told you while discussing about the what is that quality department quality improvement committee discuss ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ I told you that like every time we have to show that it's not that in the beginning itself we are correct, we are perfect ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸೋದೇನು ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ. So even if we are lagging somewhere in quality, we can show this time it has not shown, or we could not achieve it, or we could not attain it. For the next level, we have tried to attain it. These are the improvements that we have made. So that should be shown at every level, sir. Actually, course instructor, while preparing the course file, if I take, my own example, when I started teaching network programming, it was very simple program that used to give in the lab. Then after that, my CO was said that, to say that the student will be able to design clients and servers for a specific problem. Then in that case, I must be able to show that my student is really able to design. So that question should be like that. So in the previous year question papers, the questions were not like that. It was very simple. So there was next level. I had given small projects to the students, and the questions were also like that. Design a client or design a server to achieve or to serve this particular service. So student had designed that, and that was the improvement that I could show from the previous time I had taken this course. I could not do this. I could not attain this CO. Students were not able to design. So this time student is able to design. This is the improvement that I showed as course instructor. So like that, that was regarding to the question paper. So in the same way, we can show the improvement with respect to the quality of the project also. And also the process. They may ask you for the process. How do you allocate the process? How do you allocate the project? Or how do you allocate the guide? So in the previous year, we might not have followed the process or the procedure in allocation of the project or the, guide. Right. So the next time we can follow. Next time we can frame the process, we can frame the procedure, or and we can follow it. You can show that previously we were not doing this. Now we are doing it. This is the improvement that we have done. So that can be shown. That kind of improvement can be shown in all aspects of our academic activities of the department. And previously publications were there, both student and faculty, and it was not Scopus index or Web of Science index. And for next year, say suppose in 1819 we did not have any of the qualified or quality publications. In 1918 we have two publications, which one is Springer, one is Scopus index and one is Web of Science. And in 2021 we have 4 Scopus index and also Web of Science. So that is an improvement that you can show. But we need to show that improvement.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅವರು ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಯಾರು ಇರಬೇಕು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಮಿಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ, ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಇರಬೇಕು ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ.
ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್?
ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಮೇಡಮ್.
Department Quality Assurance Committee can be called as Continuous Improvement Committee, and you can involve NBA coordinator also here. In nammali NBA evaluators idralli idivi committee nalli, so hangagi na separate agi coordinator anta hakilla sir.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಈಗ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಈ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನೋ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ?
ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್?
ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇಂಟರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ರೋಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಮಿಟೀಸ್ ಸಿಂಕ್ರನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ. ಈಗ ಒಂದು ಅಕಾಡೆಮಿಕ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದೆನ್ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಅಶ್ಯೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಸೆಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ಅವು ಇಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ್ದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸೀಕ್ವೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಐಡಿಯಾ.
ಕಮಿಟೀಸ್ ಸರ್, ಈಗ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ನ ಒನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ದ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಾಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಏನೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ, ಸೊ NBA coordinator should sequence all those things, because you prepare, those committees will conduct the meeting, and they prepare the minutes of the meeting recordings, and they keep it in a file. NBA coordinator will take those files into consideration according to the requirements of the this thing. So sir, it depends sir. Like LIC expects in a different way, and NAC expects all these things in different sequence, and NBA expects in different sequence. So if each committee does its job genuinely and seriously and prepares all the files, it can be considered as and when and how it is required by the respective coordinators. ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು HOD has to sit and decide the flow that initially in the beginning of the semester what should happen. ಈಗ quality ಅದೆಲ್ಲ process has to be set in the beginning of the semester, so that corresponding committee has to verify and approve and keep it, and the DAC has to approve that, and all those corresponding files will be automatically built, sir. So those files can be considered as and when it is required. These are the things should happen. So ಅದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕಮಿಟಿ ಒಂದೊಂದ್ ತರ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್, ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು ಒಂದೊಂದ್ ತರ ಸೇಮ್ ಡೇಟಾ will be asked in different ways by different committees.
Madam, can you tell us something about the challenges we face in forming these committees? Any issues and challenges?
Sir, ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕು ಸರ್. As I said initially, this is our department. The main aim has to be to improve or to show that quality of our academic process is good ಅಂತ ತೋರ್ಸೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇಂಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಆ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನ್ ಯಾಕಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀನ್ ಯಾಕಿದ್ಯಾ, ಅದೆಲ್ಲ it should never be raised in any of our mind. So if you are good at something, you be part of that committee, and voluntarily we can do that. ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅದೊಂದು friendly environment is very much required in the department. And you know the capability or what do you say, the specialization, where or which part of this thing is, which faculty is good at what. HOD will know, and all senior professors knows what I can do, what I can't do. So where I can contribute more towards the improvement of the overall improvement of the department, and we sit together and frame the committees, sir. Main aim should be ಯಾರೋ ಹೊರಗಡೆಯಿಂದ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಬಂದಾಗ how we need to present our department, present ourselves in front of them in a systematic way, more effective way. Anta we need to sit together and discuss and do it together. ಈಗ ಯಾರೋ ರಿಸರ್ಚರ್ they'll be very good, and some other faculty will be very good at doing projects. So ಅಂಥವ್ರನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. So if there somebody is very good at research ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂಥವ್ರನ್ನ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆ ತರ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕೋದು. So ಆ ತರ ಡಿಪೆಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆನ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ in what capacity they are good ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ appropriate ಆಗಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it will be more effective, sir.
ಮೇಡಮ್, ಇದು ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಇರಬೇಕಾಯ್ತಾ?
ಹೌದು, ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ. ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಅಶ್ಯೂರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ದಟ್, ಬಟ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂದ ಒಂದು ಕಮಿಟಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಎವ್ರಿ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಎಂಡ್ ದೇ ವಿಸಿಟ್ us to check all this entire process. They visit and audit the entire thing, and they write the report.
So participants, if you have any question regarding the committees to be formed at the department level, you can ask madam or send your queries through chat. Madam will answer. Madam,
Sir,
we can, you say that we can extend the existing committees of NBA by considering the requirements of PG.
Okay.
Whatever experts are required as per our vision and mission, that should be.
Sir, cut ಆಯ್ತು.
Is extra members for the PG, we can retain the same NBA committees ಅಂತೀರಾ ಮೇಡಮ್?
ಹೌದು ಸರ್, ಸೇಮ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಒನ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ಬೋತ್ UG and PG.
Okay. So thank you very much, madam, for your in-depth highlights of the various departments and their functions. Now it is over to Dr. Jyoti madam to conclude the session of Dr. Dakshayani Madam. Over to Jyoti Madam.
Hello.
Hello.
Really.
Yeah. Thank you, Dakshani Madam, sharing all your thoughts on various committees, function of the committees at UG as well as PG level. Thanks a lot for sharing, because even we too have some committees at college level, but some of the committees are missing. We'll ensure that that will be started shortly. Thank you for the information provided, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity provided from your side. So thank you, sir. Thank you all for patient listening. I know it is really.
We'll meet again afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Pray for
Okay,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Okay,
you, sir.
from my side, again, thanks very much, Dakshani Madam, and I'm sure our PG coordinators will be in touch with you for any further assistance.
Sure, sir. Sure. Thank you so much, sir.
As you mentioned, the coordination between the committees is very important, and
Yes, sir.
one objective that department should progress should be there for any work allotment. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Thank you, sir.
So participants, we will have a 15 minutes break. We'll be back with session 2 by Dr. Sandhya Farvi C College, and Madam will give an insight into the various documents to be maintained at the department level as well as college level. We will be back at 11:15 a.m. for the session 2. Thank you. know that?